help our community out any way possible. My idea was holding a canned food drive. And the plan was use the football. I'm a football player, and use the football team to my advantage instead of a disadvantage. And so my idea was holding a canned food drive during the Fremont football game, and raffle off 2 signed footballs from the football team. My process was getting approved by a committee of teachers. I had help from friends, family, and more people. My friends, I really couldn't do anything after school because I had football practice and I had to go home and do my homework. So during school, I filled out a form that I can go out of the school building and I can put up flyers, which I will have, and at the end of the presentation, I will hand it out to you. The results were, I got 74 cans, not as much as I wanted, but the weather it kind of got bad on me, so it kind of worked against me on that. And families had food for the winter. Right there is me giving the canned food to the food and clothes basket. How I got collaboration, how I did the slow cows in collaboration, how I showed it is I worked with my grandfather to see if I can use his truck for it. Work ethic, how I showed it was I worked on my project after practice and when I went home and did my homework. Oral communication, how I showed it was I had to speak in front of a committee of teachers trying to get it approved before I can do it. The written communication, I had to write the coaches' whys for asking for their assistance for the game, because I would be on the field. I wouldn't be able to collect the cans. Critical thinking, I asked the football team before they can sign my football, because I know one person wouldn't want one person to sign it, so I got the whole team to help me. My thoughts about my project was, I think I did a good job with the resources I had. The weather got bad on me that night, so not a lot of people came out because it got chilly and it was raining. And the weather was really bad, so I didn't get my 200 can collection, and there was no help from the students at the school. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. And right here is my poster. And my poster on the sides, it has a canned food and it has a football. It's saying to people when I hung them out, hey, come to Lakeland football, cheer on the Lakers against the Eagles, and come help your local community out by giving us canned food. And guess what? You get a signed football if you win. And that's all I have for you today. questions?
So anyone that brought a canned food item to the game got a ticket to go into a raffle?
Yes,
Is
if
that
they
how
have
it works?
if they had a canned food, the coaches wise, they would have gotten them a ticket.
Okay.
And my sister made a bear, a little plastic clear bear, where it looked like a football player. It had the eye paint and had the varsity jacket, like you see here. It had the LL in front of it, and it had some chevrons to make sure they know it was varsity. And it was just a little cute bear.
So if they gave more than one can, did they get an extra ticket thrown into the, is that how you kind of did that?
I think if you went over 5 cans, we gave you another ticket.
Okay, I was just curious how that worked. Yeah, I believe that was the night of the monsoon.
Yeah, it was an ugly night. I'm glad I brought a change of clothing up.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you learned from this process?
Oh, what I learned from this process was how our community came together and helped their own people they don't know. And I feel like I learned, hey, people do care about people in general. So now it gives me a new lookout in life. Hey, if I was in trouble, that guy might help me.
How did you advertise this to, because you said students didn't really participate. How was your advertising? What did you do to advertise to the students, and what did you do to advertise to the community?
By the community, I advertised it by the posters. I hung them up at the laundromat, McDonald's, Subway, in all like general public areas. And at the school, when I held the student challenge, I pronounced over the intercom, and it said, hey, Brayton Shields is holding a canned food drive, and please donate cans, and the winners would get coupons for pizza.
Were you doing that through Edge Teachers, Brayton, or how were you doing that?
Just like class challenge. I put 4 big boxes at the lunchroom, and it said 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th.
Reflecting on that, do you think, like, if you were to do this again, because it seems like you have a passion for the community, if you were to do it again, or if you knew a student who was going to do it again, is there something they could do in the school, you think, to get kids to bring more, or do they need more time, or have you thought about that a little bit?
I threw this in the class challenge near the last minute. I held it the week before the game, and I just pretty much thought of it probably like 2 weeks before the game. So it was the week before the class challenge. So it was pretty much last thrown in minute. So what I would say to people in front, if you have this idea, think of it before I did, because I pretty much just thought of it and I was rushed for time.
So a little more planning, a little more lead time.
Yes.
Do you have any ideas of what you could do differently to get more canned goods?
Look at the weather mostly, because I didn't really look at the weather that time, so I didn't know about the weather. And I would probably, what I would do differently is probably hold it during a basketball game, because a good clear night of a basketball game, because you have a roof over your head, so people would show up. Mm-hmm.
You were also trying to do that during the season at which you were playing, which makes
Yeah,
you
that was
just
rough.
discovered a learning curve there, probably.
Last year, our quarterback, William Kelly, he held the military thing where the military people came out, and he wasn't really focused on the game that day. So, and I announced to the coaches about this, and they were like, William Kelly didn't have his mind in the game, and I wasn't really my mindset wasn't really in the game, so it was really hard for me.
Do you think maybe there are better times during the year when people are more apt to give, that the canned food drive drives would be more successful? Like I'm thinking around the holidays or, you know what I mean, like on multiple events that might be just something to consider.
Yeah. I know a lot of people give up during Christmas and Thanksgiving because that's a season to give.
Right.
So that's why I think I should have probably held it during a basketball game because Christmas break was during that time.
It also would be helpful to look at we have canned food drives several different times throughout the year, so it might just be the amount of them, that people start to just kind of forget about it and forget to donate.
How did you obtain the footballs, Brayden? So you know, those are kind of expensive little items. How did that come about?
I went to Walmart and I looked for good footballs that you could see with a silver marker, and I found them, and it was good footballs. So the night of the game, I asked every football player to sign them, and they did. And so Josh Collier's mom and Havert's mom won the 2 footballs. So I'm kind of glad that 2 football people won the footballs.
So did you pay for those footballs yourself?
Yes, I did.
So that was your donation.
And I also brought some canned foods in too.
Well, even though you didn't reach your goal, 70-some cans is still
Yes,
a
that
really
is.
good donation.
And I'm glad I got. It's better than nothing. A lot of people said it, and I do believe it's better than nothing.
Every little bit helps, and you brought awareness to that during football season where people maybe weren't thinking about it at that time. So, you know, it's a constant thing. People keep hearing about it, and then they remember, oh yeah, we're doing the canned food thing again, you know, keeping that going. So that was good that you did that.
It's kind of like we have several blood drives a year at the school, and you can never not have enough of that. So.
Any more questions? That's all I have for you this evening.
Thank you, Brayden.
Have this have a canned food drive. That's my senior project, holding a canned food drive. Then my second one is holding a class challenge. I did that and it did not really work. I told the school about it, but kids didn't bring in canned foods. Then I held the game, and I wanted 200 cans, but I didn't get that. And my fourth one is giving my canned foods to our local food and clothing basket. How do you do this?
Windows button P.
Windows?
Same thing as FNF.
I have no idea what FNF is.
I know what I have no idea
So
what the Windows button is.
I don't know what Windows button P is.
Stare at our keyboards that way.
Give you a benefit.
Is it extended?